Now what follows are judgments from two of the four ancient Islamic jurists. The Hanafites say, quote, if he needs time to reconsider, it is desirable that the judge allow him a 3-day extension, during which he is to remain in custody. If he accepts Islam thereafter, it is good. If not, he is to be killed. For Allah says, to kill those who believe in many gods, without fixing a deadline. The Prophet also said, kill him who changes his religion, without mentioning a delay, because the apostate is simply a hostile unbeliever. All right, here's what the Malachites say. If he repents after 3 days' time, he is to be released. But if he does not, he is to be killed on the 3rd day at sunset. His corpse is to be neither washed nor embalmed. He is to be buried neither in the cemeteries of the Muslims nor in the unbelievers, the kuffar, for he is not one of them, having once been a Muslim. In fact, his body is to be thrown upon the ground as a public example. That from one of the scholars of Sharia law. Now, clearly, this is in total opposition to basic human rights and any international treaty regarding human rights. Now, in fairness to the 3 Islamic authors that I was quoting above, while they are giving a historically and juridically accurate rendition of the Sharia law and the penalty for apostasy, these jurists are attempting to mitigate the death penalty by suggesting, for example, that only in the case of a Muslim becoming a hostile combatant, joining an enemy army, all right, an army of infidels, only then should he actually be killed. However, those 3 jurists, including the one who used to be the head of the Pakistani court, they admit that they are out of the mainstream on Orthodox Islam and Orthodox Muslim legal theories. And believe me, it's a strong tide to swim against. Others who have swum against that tide have been murdered. Now, in the case of a woman who leaves Islam, this is just a little bit more merciful. And this is what we read, quote, all jurists believe that both men and women can become apostates. As to punishment, the Hanafis agree that an apostate woman should not be put to death, but instead be forced to accept Islam. If she refuses, she should be beaten and imprisoned until she returns to Islam or dies. That's Sharia law, friends. You women, think about it. If you lived in an Islamic state and you were a Muslim woman and then you decided to become a Christian and it was found out, they take you, they say, come back, and you say no, and then they start to beat you. There are records of women literally being imprisoned and then being beaten daily, and asked, do you want to come back to Islam? And they beat them, and then they just keep them in prison. And this goes on until they crack or until they die. Well, I again encourage you, go to our website, learn more. If you have missed some of these episodes, you can see all 12 parts online. It's all free, okay? We're not doing this for the money. We're doing this to help affect the course of human history and help protect human beings and human rights from the scourge of Islam. Remember, to understand Islam, you have to get inside of the head of Muhammad. When you ask the question, what would Muhammad do? Then all of their atrocities make sense, because that's what Muhammad did.